Hello, I'm Bill Roscoe, and it's been my privilege to serve as the CEO of the Boise Rescue Mission for almost 20 years. Coming to the Treasure Valley in 2002, I was immediately impressed by the amazing generosity and sincere compassion of this community. Because of that kindness, the Boise Rescue Mission has grown from one small men's shelter back in 1958 to 5 shelters serving men, women, and children in Boise and Nampa. We've also added 49 units that provide transitional living for people leaving the shelter who are on their way to independence but need a little more time to save up the money it takes to transition into independent living. The facilities are simply the places where the opportunity to recover from homelessness happens. We provide clean, safe emergency shelter, 3 meals every day, showers, clothing, and case management. In addition to that, our programs include a comprehensive residential addiction recovery program, children's programs including counseling and academics, transitional living for veterans, job search and job preparedness training, and in-house mental health care. We are a gospel mission, and we sincerely desire to share our faith in God with the people we serve. But please understand, our services are open to anyone and everyone, regardless of their own spiritual understanding. Our purpose is to help people recover from homelessness, and our faith is expressed in everything that we do, with or without words. I hope that you'll be inspired by what you see and hear, and I hope that you'll join our effort to restore people and families to each other and to God. Now, let me introduce you to some friends of mine.
Before I had learned about the Boise Rescue Mission Ministries, I struggled with drugs and alcohol for 20 years, and it just progressively got worse and worse and worse. And after a couple divorces and losing my children, I ended up on the streets, homeless, addicted to alcohol and meth. Some of the hardest times before I found the Boise Rescue Mission were the lonely times, no food, no place to shower. Most people had already given up on me, so I spent a lot of lonely nights by myself. I did have family that I could call for help, but most of them had helped me so many times that I was ashamed to call them. I didn't want to put them through what I was going through anymore. I just kind of isolated myself from family. I just kind of stayed on my own island so that I didn't disappoint people anymore. I went to the Allenbaugh House. It was, I think, my 3rd stint through the Allenbaugh House, which is a detox center. And the last time that I went through there, I seen a pamphlet on the wall that talked about the Boise Rescue Mission. And the same day that I was there, I was watching TV. It was my last day there, or second to last day there, and Reverend Roscoe came up on TV. And I just felt God was leading me to the Boise Rescue Mission. I filled out the application, and he accepted me into the program, and that's where it all started. I was very tired still from detoxing. I detoxed for 10 days. And they allowed me a few more days to get my feet underneath me, to eat, to get comfortable at the mission. Then the fun started. They changed my life, I would say, through relationships, the relationships that they built with me, and then by teaching me at 38 years old how to have relationships with other people. And they knew right at the right time when to introduce us to certain people, and it was, God had his hands on all of us. I don't think I could have changed my life without the people from the Boise Rescue Mission. And I tried for years to do it on my own, and it didn't work. And the Boise Rescue Mission allowed me a safe place to live, to learn new things, and to get a new start. 5 years ago, I was in a storage unit, addicted to meth, tried to take my own life by overdosing. And today, I work for a wonderful company, Alta Construction, and never been in a place professionally like I am today. I would say to the people that are thinking about donating that you can change a life. It changed my life. You know, every donor counts because the Boise Rescue Mission doesn't take government money, and without the people giving $1 or $100,000, doesn't matter. They change people's life. They change mine.
I was feeling so low and not caring about anything in life. I just wanted to die, and that's why I drank and did drugs. Hopefully, that would take care of it, but apparently the Father didn't want me to go out like that. When I was speaking with my daughter and I was telling her that I was sick of the lifestyle that I was living, if she could possibly help.
When we moved here to Boise, I had to find somewhere for him to go, and I wasn't sure what to do. We wanted a Christ-based program, and we wanted a longer-term program because we knew that he needed Jesus and he needed time. My dad was still in Columbus, Ohio at the time, and along with his younger brother, we were able to get him detoxed and non-smoking and on a plane to Boise.
For years, I tried to do it on my own, and I did a couple of other programs, but I just went back to the alcohol and the drugs.
What I've seen so far in it changing my dad's life is waking him up from that stupor of drugs and alcohol. He is just amazing. He's hilarious. His life has totally changed, and his relationship with God is growing. And I think that's key in success is your relationship with Jesus, to be able to maintain the sobriety and, relationships. And I'm really proud of him and so grateful for the Boise Rescue Mission. We would not be here without donations. We could not afford this kind of program in any way, shape, or form. And this is what people need, is real care.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much. And for being patient with me and caring about me. And just not, throwing their hands up and say, go back to your former life. Because I didn't make it easy for them.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We couldn't have gotten here without you. And I am forever grateful. Our family's forever grateful. My children are grateful. And just the restoration in our family just could not have done it without you.
I was always relapsing, in and out of jail, in and out of recovery. I was not a happy person. I was just kind of stringing day after day after day, just kind of existing. To me, as a person who my family and my children mean everything in the world to me, every time I would relapse, every time I go to jail, every time I get in trouble, that to me was the worst thing in the world because I never want to hurt my children and my family. A couple months prior to actually finding out about the New Life program, I had relapsed after binging and purging 30 times in one day. I finally just wanted to numb it out. So I relapsed, knowing that I was going to go to jail. I tried to end my life. My probation officer ended up putting me in jail for my own safety. When they finally felt that I was safe enough to go out into general population, they assigned me my bunk. I got up there and I was making my bed, and there was just a piece of paper sticking out of the corner of the mattress. Something told me, you're gonna be okay. From that moment, I calmed down. They finally gave me my clothes back. I was finally able to make a phone call. So when I climbed up in that bunk and I saw that piece of paper, I just pulled it out and I was like, the New Life program, I had never heard of it. I started asking around and digging around, and I just submitted the application, and the rest was history. I had to give up complete control, which is so foreign. I had to submit to authority, which was very foreign for me. It became very apparent to me that we were actually put on this earth to do two things: love people and serve people. And when you get out of your own head and you're actually seeing other people's situations, it really does humble you. It really lets you know how grateful you should be. It's not just a homeless shelter. It's a recovery center. It's a safe haven for someone being abused. It's a safe place for children to be. It's where people are finding God. And this place runs 100% on donations. When I came in, I didn't have a shirt to my name. When some women come in, they flee from their homes. They don't have toiletries. They don't have clothes. They don't have anything. I am almost 11 years free of binging and purging. I own my own home. I have an amazing husband. I have a great credit score. I pay my bills. I work, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this. I didn't have the skills to do it unless I would have dealt with all of the things that were sending me right back down into that broken road. I would like to say that Boise Rescue Mission didn't just change my life, they saved my life. I honestly believe that if I wouldn't have gone to the Boise Rescue Mission, I would not be here today to even answer that question.
I found myself, after several different circumstances, put me on the streets in Portland, and I was there for 4 years, trying to just kind of find my way. I found myself, homeless. Sometimes it was no lunch, sometimes it was no dinner. Even to sleep was a challenge there. Sleeping on the streets in Portland it's a very dangerous place to be. It's not a schedule that you keep, it's more of a survival, I think, more than anything. You gotta find yourself there in the morning. Okay, where am I gonna go get breakfast? Where am I gonna, find a place to take a shower? A lot of people that I know got mugged out there on the streets. A lot of things stolen. I can't even count how many backpacks I had stolen out there on the streets. And that's everything you got is what you're carrying with you. So when that's gone, it's, okay, starting all over again, literally. Like, I gotta go get a backpack today. Gotta go find some toothbrush. Go to find some toothpaste, just the things that you wouldn't think about being homeless. But every day it's a challenge. Boise Rescue Missions found me, is what I would say. Me getting here to Boise was just a series of events. I had some family that lived here, and it was really the last place I had to go. So I got here, I was hospitalized for 15 days. I was a detox is what I was doing. At the 15th day, the doctors and nurses came in and said, you gotta go. And I didn't have anywhere to go. They sent a social worker in there that talked with me, and she says, well, there's a place in town that's called Boise Rescue Mission. She said, why don't we see if we can get you a bed there? Spent about probably 2 weeks downstairs in the dorms, got to know the mission well downstairs, had a shower, had a place for clothes every day, had a place to go eat. The one thing that I learned and since I've been there, even being through the program, is how generous the people of Boise were. To me, that's probably the thing that's gonna stick with me the longest, is just to know. I mean, it was overwhelming to see some of these people pull up, and 3 days before Christmas, they got a whole pickup truck full of pizzas. And they back up to us and they're like, here, you guys, this is for whoever's going in there to eat. We got pizza for you today. So stuff like that happened all the time. Boise Rescue Mission changed my life. I mean, I can't even begin to start. I was in a really bad place when I got there. The employees, the people, the friendships, the things that I've worked with, I think through all of those things, it's changed tremendously. It's changed me. I mean, if you would have looked at me a year and a half, 2 years ago coming into this and saying, okay, I'm gonna become an employee, I never, from that point to where I am now, I never would have said this was gonna be me in, 18 months, 2 years, and it's changed everything for me.
Before I got to the mission, my life was dark. I was confused, I was hurting, I had nowhere to go. I bounced around from a lot of jobs. I've been married a couple of times in there. It's just that I would make bad decisions and lose money and things and start all over. So started my own business in truck driving. I learned to be a truck driver and got really efficient with that. February of 2006, I was in Laredo, Texas unloading, and the forklift backed up on me and crushed me. Blood got into bone marrow got into bloodstream, and that's what started creating my issues with breathing and a lot of things, and it couldn't diagnose it. I wasn't doing well. I went from 250 pounds of a healthy man down to 114 pounds in several months. I was pretty sick. My sister kicked me out of her house because I don't do drugs or drink, I just want to live. I opened up a phone book. It landed on the Lighthouse Rescue Mission, which I know what a rescue mission is. So I called it. Monday morning, this gentleman walked in, Mike Waldemeyer, and asked me if I was a veteran. I said, yeah. And immediately he said I had to go to the VA and check in. And I got real sick 3 days after I arrived and put into the ICU, and that's when I met my doctor. And that's when we diagnosed what lung disease I have, and it's rare. Getting into the VA hospital through the mission was my biggest step. I got counseling. I got set into the right frame of mind. I learned I had PTSD. That's why I made so many mistakes in my past. And from those lessons, doors were open and I kicked them, and I came on hard and strong. Anytime something good happened, I tried to make it even better, and it does. I do it every day. People rely on me to be strong, and without the Boise Rescue Mission Ministries showing me the tools to do this, I couldn't be this confident anymore. Getting better is change. I wasn't changing anything the first 40 years. I was running away from problems. Now I head it on. If I got a problem, I deal with it. I find somebody can help me deal with it because there are answers there.
I remember just having no clarity of mind, having no one to turn to. I'd burned all the bridges, I'd hurt people. You're so destructive in your addiction that I couldn't turn to the family members that were doing well. I grew up in a home where my parents were addicted, and I didn't know any other way of life, and as a young adult and a teenager, I fell into addiction as well. I was searching for answers and wandered into a local church, and the Holy Spirit fell on me, and I came to believe in Jesus but had no idea what that meant, who he was, or how to serve him. At that time, I heard about City Light and their discipleship program, and that's when I found out how to serve Christ and how to stay clean. I remember one moment where I just felt like I had almost a vision of myself just being crushed and just crumbled into the earth, so broken. And I sat on the back porch at City Light and cried, and one of the staff members came out and just put her arm around me and sat with me and cried with me. And I'd never felt love like that. That's when I said, this place is different, and I think I can find true recovery here. I'd heard about Boise Rescue Mission Ministries when I'd been in trouble from different folks who had turned their life around. And I thought to myself, if that person can do it, someone that broken, maybe there's hope for me. I was just a completely broken individual who had no understanding of what it meant to follow Christ. I learned what it meant to truly follow Christ and be committed to him, not just be a fan, but someone who lived for him. I have a memory of myself standing in the window upstairs at City Light and just looking at the people walking by and just praying for them, that they would find Christ, just random people. And when you're in your addiction, you're so selfish and just focused on you, that was the change, where I just cared about these strangers so much that I wanted them to know the Lord, that I said something is different in me, and it's because of what the Boise Rescue Mission has done in my heart. If it wasn't for the Boise Rescue Mission, I would be dead right now, or worse. I have 3 beautiful children, a wonderful husband, and I get to serve so many people in our community, and I wouldn't be able to do any of that if it wasn't for the Boise Rescue Mission and our amazing donors. I would never have been able to stop using or change my life without the help of Jesus Christ foremost, and the Boise Rescue Mission that helped me understand what he expects of me. I want to say thank you to our community, our donors, the staff at Boise Rescue Mission, for giving me a chance. I wouldn't have probably given me a chance. They took a chance on me with our precious donors' money to say this girl is worth saving. And I just really appreciate that they gave me an opportunity to change my life and now be able to help others find recovery as well.
The help that the ministry offered was what I couldn't get right then. You know, sometimes you have to start over, but starting over, you think about that, you always have kind of a village to kind of help you do things. And when you feel like you're all alone, you can't really find a way up because there doesn't seem like there is an up. You can't be safe when you're without a place to go, not knowing what tomorrow's going to bring. I mean, and it's not even a fear factor in terms of like my life at risk in terms of someone hurting me. It's just not knowing how you're going to provide for yourself or for your kids. When I was dealing with the situation of being homeless with my kids, I decided to try and use a program that helped me with some cash assistance through the state. When you get into that, they actually can help you with programs that are available, and one of which was them recommending that there was a women's and children's shelter that offered help because of where my situation was at. A lot of women that come in are angry at themselves. I know I was angry at myself and angry at the situation that I found myself in. And therefore, you tend to be unpleasant unnecessarily to people that are just trying to help you. But that's the worst feeling in the world, is feeling like someone has to do something for you that you know you should be doing for yourself. They truly respect that every woman is in their own case. So what happens with me is not what the next girl that comes in that may be a single mom that's homeless. Just because we're similar doesn't mean we're dealing with the same thing. So we're treated as individuals. Donating to the Boise Rescue Mission is actually something that I and my husband do. We make it a priority because I went from, with the blessings of the growth that I got from the ministry, to be needing their assistance to I can now help support, and fund the programs that they offer. And we make sure it's a priority every year through the Miller Mission and stuff like that. I'm happily married. My husband and I have a super successful cleaning business that services the Treasure Valley. With that being said, the hard work's paid off, and we do family vacations, very family oriented. My kids are a big part, as you can tell, priority. We have a home, we're buying a house, and I actually, with the fact that I can give back, that's because of the foundation that was built from staying at the ministry.
For 15 years, I was addicted to drugs, alcohol, into the street life. It was really rough for me. I didn't have a really good connection with my family at all. I was just basically like a lost person, lost soul. When I was on the streets, I learned how to survive, I guess you could say. When you're out there, you start adapting to that lifestyle. At times, I did feel scared. I'm not gonna lie, I really did. You never know when you're gonna be that next victim of a violent crime or something happening to you, and no one's gonna know. My family's always been there for me 100%. There's times when I would call them to check in on them because they wouldn't know if I was dead or alive, or if I was in jail, where I was at. When they heard from me, it was emotional for them because they were so happy to hear from me. They were always willing to help me. I just I wasn't ready to accept it. I was in a detox center in Caldwell, and I got released a couple days early. So they gave me a bus pass, and I went to Napa Lighthouse. I remember I checked in, and I was only supposed to be there till Monday. And then I was gonna hop on the bus and go back to California. I was scared. I didn't know anybody there. One of the staff members came up to me, and he helped me guide me in, and I didn't feel ashamed. I didn't feel embarrassed. I felt comfortable. It was nothing like I've ever experienced before. Other places, they're in and out, basically, but the staff there was really caring for me. I am where I am right now because they influenced me, they helped me, and they guided me to be the person I am right now. Because if it wasn't for them to talk me out of going to boarding that bus on Monday, I would never be here right now. 3 years ago, when I was in the streets and a victim of violent crime, I was gonna go back to California for the wrong reasons. I told my family I was gonna go there to go see them, but I was going there actually for revenge. This is the shirt right here that I still have to this day. When I have it, just the shirt on my back, this is what I mean when I walked into the Boise Rescue Mission. That's all I had to my name, and so it shows me what my life was like and where my life is at now. It's just a blessing on what my life has become. They gave me hope. They gave me the proper tools I needed in life to start my new life.
If it wasn't for them taking the time to listen to me, to talk to me, to help me, to put me in the right direction where I need to be, I really don't know where I would be. I don't know if I would even be alive right now.
Before I came to the Boise Rescue Mission, my life was very dark. I was very lost, and I was facing a lot of years, most of my life, 5 to life to be exact, in prison for the choices I had made and the destruction I had caused myself and others. My parents lived at home, I had my siblings, everything was good, everything was family-based, until about 13 years into my life, my little sister passed away. And I found myself in a pit of misery. I became a really bad IV drug user. I hurt a lot of people. I made a lot of bad choices. I left my kids at the time. And I just, I had myself in a life of destruction. My dad was laying in an ICU bed on life support. And I remember telling him that if you just make it through this, I will go to this program and I'll try to change my life. And that's what happened. And so in the beginning, it was very hard. I fought everything they tried to offer me. And, lo and behold, later I learned it's what saved my life. But I just was very lost. I was trying to see what they were offering and what this Jesus had for me that I didn't know much about.
It was interesting to see my mom because, again, that was the first time I've seen her in probably 8 years of my life. It was a hard transition for the both of us just because she had missed out on a lot of the time of my life. But I also think it was obviously a really good opportunity for her to rebuild all those relationships and just get her life back on track.
Absolutely, without a doubt, the rescue mission changed my life. It was through the love of Jesus, through the programs, through the love of the staff. They never gave up on me. They kept fighting with me. They kept telling me to put one foot in front of the other. They kept telling me it was going to be okay, and just keep my eyes on the Lord, and that's what I did.
My family life today is perfect. I have my mom back. I have an amazing stepdad and amazing half-siblings. We actually just get to be a family now. I get to spend time with my mom. I get to go on adventures with them, and I get to do normal family things that, I didn't have the opportunity to do as a young child.
In my life today, I get to be the loving mother, the loving wife that I always dreamed of being. I get to spend time with my kids and my family. I get to be under my own roof. And I also get to be on a great team, a leadership team with the rescue mission, and just spend every day giving back to what was so gracefully given to me and to see all the miracles happen. And it reminds me of where I was, what I've been through, and who I am today.
I hope that you enjoyed listening to the stories that we shared with you today. The Boise Rescue Mission does not seek nor receive any government funding. We depend solely upon God and His people to fund everything that we do. If you'd like to volunteer with us, or if you would like to make a financial contribution, please visit our website at boiserm.org or give us a call at 208-343-2389. If you believe that every person has value and you truly want to help a homeless person find their way out of despair and into a new life, then please help us today.